Okay. There we go. I love the apocalyptic camo there. It's so cool. With that grindy at the front with the saws. So, BenSPAM, for those of you lucky enough to have gotten her for free back in the event when you ground her out, is a ridiculous destroyer. She's got really good torpedoes. Lots of torpedo racks at that. So, very good against enemies that are pushing into her. Especially battleships, but, you know, destroyers, cruisers work too. You're very lucky there's no carriers. Blitz says he's using her right now. Nice.
Playing her ranked is interesting.
And why is that, sir?
She's generally not one of the better destroyers because of her torpedoes.
Mm.
They're still powerful, but they're not very reliable.
Okay.
So if a Kitakaze or lightning gets into your face, you're done.
That's true. The biggest thing you have to do in the BenSPAM is be prepared to turn away and kite away. If you're good at turning and kiting, you'll be set. If you're not good at turning and kiting, you're screwed.
Yep. So this lightning, even though he's one tier below you, he still can pretty much outgun you.
Mm-hmm.
He has better concealment, and his hydro negates your torpedo advantage.
Right.
Kitakaze just straight up murders you, so you need to make sure not to run into him.
That's right. Now, Kachlan does have radio location, so it's telling him that the enemy destroyer is that direction. So here's our torpedo launches, thinking that that destroyer might be going to B. You killed a Z-46 and a Nushoshimi last game? Nice. That's always fun.
BenSPAM has the same firepower as the Hiss and Yang. She does have some punch behind her guns, but it's not that much.
Gunning down BenSPAMs is fun. I don't think it's fun. I think it's a very careful, calculated event if you're going to try to gun down a BenSPAM. Just because of how easy it is to take a random torpedo and all of a sudden you're not winning this gunfight anymore, you know? I did that Go ahead.
Like, these are the US type torpedoes. They can be hard to detect sometimes.
Yes. And especially if you're heading towards the enemy, you have even less reaction time. And that destroyer, that Kitakaze, is doing a really nice job of blind firing even smoke. So I think this is the smart play. Kiting away, getting back behind the smoke and stuff. And hoping that Kitakaze is dumb enough to just sit in the smoke. If he's dumb enough to sit in the smoke broadside to you, you got him. He could blind fire the destroyer, but I don't think he wants the Kitakaze to know exactly where he is in relation to that smoke cloud. You got him with one torpedo hit. Caused a little bit of reset. I disagree with the decision here to turn back into your smoke. I think this is very risky. And
I'll agree with that.
What do you know? Kitakaze was dumb enough to sit in the smoke. But now you are broadside to the Kitakaze torpedo arcs. And look at this. Had the Kitakaze been a little bit different with his aim, you'd be dead right now. So, I think it was very risky to do what you did there. It was a calculated gamble, but boy, are some folks bad at math. People who fail to chase down a BenSPAM. Carnot is sitting and reversing. Now, you went ahead and fired in front of him, figuring he might start moving forward as soon as he detects those torps. Not a bad idea. Honestly, though, if I'm looking at the minimap, I'm thinking to myself, how can I get to C-cap? How can I get to where the bulk of the enemy forces are? Because you don't really want to mess with the Carnot. It's not worth your time.
I would also be thinking, what about that lightning?
Right. And what about the Musashi? Like, those are also really good targets. Saw him go back and forth like a rocking chair. Well, there it is. 2 torpedo hits, 2 floods. Looks like he broke his engines. I wouldn't worry. I wouldn't bother on the lightning with those torps. I'd focus the Musashi with these torps. Lightning is maneuvering. If he's maneuvering, the chances that you're going to hit him with torps are quite low, in my opinion. So I'd almost rather shoot the Musashi.
What you could also do is just smoke up and start farming him. What's the lightning gonna do to you?
Yep. 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 Don't be afraid to use your smoke. You do have 2 charges, so you have 1 more.
Yep.
You're-
And you're in a prime position to force him out. If he has to
Yep.
go forward, he's gonna run into your Akazuki.
Yes, and he's on Hydro, so, I mean, you get the free shots. I was just about to mention the Carnot is dangerously close to your concealment, so you smoked literally at the right time to force him forward and not get detected. He's behind the island. I'd switch over to the Carnot at this point.
Yep. I would also have placed I would have been a bit more aggressive in trying to get the Benham here. Sorry.
The lightning?
Lightning. Yeah. Be a little bit closer to the B cap as opposed to where you are right now.
Yep. Now, you did get another torpedo hit. You did get another flood going on the Carnot. So you're very lucky that he doesn't seem to really care that you exist and that you've farmed him so many times. You were thinking either lightning gets in trouble with my torps or he goes forward and gets in trouble with my teammate. Well, yes. And that's very smart. Torps are back up. I would probably dump the torps. Because, yep, there's the Hydro. So now that you understand he's got Hydro going, it's more about trying to force him to turn a certain way than it is about hitting him with torps. Also, you might ask the Ruprecht for help, but it looks like he's a little focused. God, he takes another torpedo. This is why the Benham's
not the
ridiculous.
most maneuverable ship, but the first 4 torps he took, little sus.
Right? So you're very, very lucky there. But, you know, hey, luck is part of the game. And you can see why the Benham is just ridiculous. I mean, 7 torpedo hits, 7 floods. Paid actor. That was a... Phew. Okay. 2 on 2. Musashi is very healthy. You are not so. And your Akizuki is, well, somewhat healthy. Now the Akizuki is going to show his true nature. Okay.
So, I don't like the decision to go back here.
No.
You need to find out where that Musashi is, because chances are he's going to go contest B or sooner or later.
Yep.
And by running behind B, I don't know what you're accomplishing.
Yep. Now you're typing in the chat, you're saying the plan is to torpedo the Musashi and not get spotted. Well, okay. But the bigger thing, in my opinion, is you're leaving your Akizuki by himself.
Yes, and worst of all, you know where Musashi's gonna go. They're gonna have to fight for B sooner or later.
Yep.
So you can easily position yourself on the 5 or 6 line and just torp the Musashi as he comes in.
Right.
Hipper is gonna go head that route as well.
Yes.
So you know where both of their ships are going.
Yes, and you need to be there because in the Benham you need to be in front of the enemy push, not behind the enemy push, but in front of it. So you taking all this time to go around, I think, is a bit of a waste of time there.
Yep.
Akizuki's not happy with you, and frankly, I think he's got a right to be unhappy with you.
I would agree. This is a major misplay.
Now,
So we could go on, Zach.
you might actually have a torpedo solution on the Hipper. I would probably luck chuck 2 torps on him right now, both racks, and try to get to it between him and the island. I would shoot right there. Sorry, go ahead, SAT. What do you got?
So I think the better idea is that you go to the 6th line, try to spot the Musashi as he advances, Akazuki can farm him down,
Mhm.
and also the Hipper when he tries to go in.
Yes. Yes. At this point, you are the spotter because your health is so damn low. And the Akazuki is the shooter. So you need to think about, how can I get the Akazuki shots? How can I get him the things that he needs to succeed? Now, the Musashi's probably just going to round the corner here, so your torps aren't going to matter on him either. To the point where you might be better off just gunning at this point. They're both looking at the Akazuki, so you might actually get away with a couple of cheeky shots. I wouldn't have smoked, though.
Yeah, no smoke here, just kill the Hipper. Once the Hipper goes down, then you can
Okay.
basically play seesaw with the Musashi.
Yep, Hipper's down, so now go into... I would actually go to C at this point. Grab C, and grab C from the narrow point between B and C so that you can just jump into B afterwards. And then the Musashi's basically screwed. There's no way he can win. Even if the Akazuki dies. Alright, now Torp. See, now I would have turned south here to keep... You'd be spotted by the plane possibly, but who cares? There's no way the Musashi can get around the island in time to stop you from capping. And then you just hit W and go straight into B afterwards. And like I said, then there's nothing that the Musashi can do about you, you know? Dark Matter Demon. Congratulations, if you're here, you've won. As long as you're a follower and present.
You should be zooming in where Musashi's guns are. See where he's looking.
That's a good point. Also, you've got the ability to turn now and fire your other torpedoes on the Musashi, and I'm not sure why you haven't. There you go.
So
yeah.
This is the most ideal situation you can be in.
Mhm.
You're in front of the ship at around 7 kilometers, and you can just stagger your torpedoes.
Yes.
The Musashi is going to be having endless torpedo beats in the background.
He's having a good time, having a good time. But this is...
Dark Matter Demon. Sorry to interrupt, guys.
Go ahead.
Dark Matter Demon, would you like sub camos, a CC container, or 3 Italian DD containers?
Oh, I know what I'd pick, but choose all you want. And again, this is why the Benham is so ridiculous of a ship. Look at how many torpedoes you've just cranked out. And those are regular torpedoes, not deep waters either, so they can absolutely put the hurt on somebody. Dark Matter says, give me a CC container. There's a lot of good stuff that comes out of those containers, let me tell you. Now, this part here I think is also a slight misplay. You're going to go behind the island. If you're going to do that, you might also shoot your guns at him.
I would not do that just to reveal where your position is.
That's true. But he's so low at this point, I think, and he's probably looking at the Akazuki. You might as well be a cheeky jerk about it. And there's the kill. Alright. Not bad, per se. There's a few things that you could have done differently, of course. But hopefully, you know, we gave you some feedback there, huh?
I feel like there was a lot of luck here, because that Kirikaze eating torps and Carnot eating 5 torps even with Hydro was quite decisive.
True. True.
But also at the same time, that mispositioning near the end game was also kind of bad.
How so?
But otherwise, you still did a pretty good job of torping everyone. So if it works, it works.
I mean, that's what a Benham does, right? It literally just torps the hell out of everyone. So, you know, sure.